this 900 Supersport. It is the pinnacle of what Ducati could do back in 1976. A dream come true for every enthusiast, I would argue. So, welcome to another video here at Back to Classics, and today is all about this 1976 Ducati 900 Supersport, and this bike is for sale. Okay, so the 1976 Supersport. We have discussed the history about this particular model on our YouTube channel before, so we will link up a few videos discussing that. But to picture a broad overview of the historic background, the first Supersport, and being in mind that the Supersport was always the top of the line Ducati sports bike available through the years, but the first iteration of that came in 1974 with the green frame, as we see behind there. We're restoring one of those as well. That was the ultimate round case 750 Supersport, so to speak. It was the first twin to also feature the desmodromic valve actuation. And it was this still is a very sought after model. You could argue the most sought after of all Ducati's street bikes ever built. But that about the 74. In 75 we also have one here that we're restoring from 1975. In 75 also came the 860 GT to market, effectively a continuation, a further development of the 750 round case engine in what we call the square case. With the angular covers on the side, but a big improvement on a technical level when it came to manufacturing and assembling these engines, and that became in 75 the first Supersport to feature that engine. Rolling chassis, however, was still the same as on the 74 model, so the colors were a little different, the engine got a little update, but effectively it was still a low quantity, highly specialized Supersport model that was available in 75. Then in 76, that was really the start of the regular production Supersports, so to speak. So it was no longer a low quantity built specialized motorcycle. It was available in all markets and for years to come, albeit with again improvements and changes over the years, distinguishing every model year. And we can go over the details a little bit further with this 1976 model. Again, the first regular production Supersport of Ducati. So in 1976, as I said, it was the first regular production bike, and for that the bike needed to be homologated. Other than the previous 75 model, this bike really had to pass emission tests, noise tests, etc., and it had to be available throughout the world. And in 1976, the US government decided that for that moment onwards, all motorcycles needed to change gear on the left side, whereas Ducati and all other Italian and British manufacturers had the gear change normally on the right side. So a provision needed to be thought up to get the gear change to the left, and also the other homologation things that needed to be addressed. So first was the fuel tank. That is new for the 1976 model year, different from the 75. I say new, it's not effectively new, because it was the same shape of fuel tank that was used on the 1974 750 Sport. So that came back, albeit in different colors, to match with the rest of the bike, but that was the basic idea behind that fuel tank, because it was made of steel. And for some markets, fiberglass fuel tanks were no longer accepted, which is why they changed to this model fuel tank that they already had, which was conveniently in steel. Other changes were the carburetors. Now we see here the PHF 40mm carburetors, but this bike, the 900 Supersport, actually was homologated with 32mm carburetors, and with the exhausts, you see here again the Conti exhausts fitted, but originally it was homologated with silentium exhausts. The combination of the 32mm Deloctor carburetors and the silentium mufflers got the bike homologated for sales. But obviously, this being a Ducati and people like to ride them hard, many of them, if not all of them, immediately got changed to 40mm carburetors and Conti exhausts like the 75 model year. Like this had, obviously, as it has this change from how the bike was homologated. Then let's go over the fairing a little bit. Still basically the same shape as in 1975. There were two basic models. You had the 750 and the 900. This being a 900, it had the metallic painted blue fairing with the silver stripe, and that set it apart from the 750, which got the silver fairing with a blue stripe. So that's the way to distinguish these two models. Then another big feature of the 76 model year, first off, the right side braking system for the rear. It's just first introduced in 1976 with a different footpeg arrangement in order to get the brake on the right and obviously the gear change on the left. So here we can see the gear change, gear lever on the left side, and it operates a lever with a rod connecting the gear selector box that was still on the right side of the engine, like on the 75. So it was more of a hastily constructed way to get the gear change to the left in order to sell this bike throughout the world, especially in the United States. The frame and the rest of the bodywork was more or less the same as the 75 model year, albeit there were some changes to the frame, the way it was constructed. But these go a little bit too far to discuss in all the details. Like I said, the basic shape, the basic bodywork of the seat, the fairing, mud guards, etc. is all based on the 75 model year. As well as many of other the components like the front fork, the rear shocks, braking system, the dashboard with the Smith's instruments and everything. All specific for the 76 model, but all based on the 75. So let's take out this bike for a ride and see how it performs. So we're on the way with this very nice 900 Supersport 1976. Okay, so this particular bike, it is in a very original condition with 99% of all the parts checking out as it is 1976 model year. It was kept going all these years. It's in a very healthy condition. We did a full engine service, made sure that the valve clearance is all set, new oil, new filters, etc. So that's all checks out. Carburetor rebuilt. So it absolutely handles and performs very, very well. The paintwork on all the bodywork parts was recently done by us in order to get it into spec. It had a paint job of a few years ago, not very nice finish. So we decided to get it all done and get it as original as it is supposed to be, with the metallic blue fairing. And the rest of the silver parts, of course, all being newly painted and in a very, very good condition. So what you end up with here is a very, very nice and original, well-performing 900 Supersport, as you can see in this video, as we take it on the road further. But yeah, it's a very nice handling and very nice, complete, original 1976 Supersport. as you can see, a beautiful, well sorted 900 Super Sport, absolutely a dream to ride. I always, well, I'm a big fan of these bevel-drive twins, as you know, following this channel. But yeah, well, this 900 Super Sport, it is the pinnacle of what Ducati could do back in 1976. Top of the line model, beautiful condition, all original, a dream come true for every enthusiast, I would argue. This bike is for sale, so be sure to check out the link in the description, where you can find more details about this bike on our website. And should you have any questions or remarks or anything you want to know about this bike, be sure to contact us, and we'll be happy to inform you. Maybe even organize a test ride for you on this bike in this beautiful Dutch countryside. So that wraps up this video here at Back to Classics. We thank you very much for watching. Toodaloo-dokie, see you next time.